Why is our system that way? I'm coming around to that. Let's have a look at what society thinks about men and women. You may remember this coming out on a t-shirt, or maybe you've seen this on a girl's t-shirt. Friends are forever, boys are whatever. Or what about this one? All men are potentially dangerous perverts, and children should not be allowed to sit next to them on an airline flight. This is again the United Nations Convention for the Rights of the Child, and it says, in all actions, the interests of the child shall be a primary consideration. The New Zealand Family Court says that also, that the children's needs are the primary consideration, but in practice what happens in the family court is a very long way from that. This is from the Family Law section of the Law Society. For some time, New Zealand has recorded a higher number of child abuse deaths than most OECD countries, yet little change has been effected. One of the things that's been tried is to outlaw corporal punishment. However, a little surprise to me, at the end of that summary they say evidence frequently shows a lack of personal responsibility by the parents. In practice, I think the family court has little interest in actually looking after children's needs and significant investment in following its mantra, and I'll come back to that. I want to talk a little bit about the differences between men and women. By the time you're about 4 years old, you will be aware of the differences between men and women. There are obvious physical differences. There are differences in the way the brain works, and by now most of us have heard of men are from Mars and women are from Venus. There's also differences in social strategies. These next few quotes are taken from a book by Patricia Pearson, and she says, our ability to interpret what's going on is confounded by the advent of, in feminist scholarship, standpoint epistemology. This research framework holds that history must be told from the standpoint of the victim. Here's this book by Patricia Pearson called When She Was Bad, Violent Woman and the Myth of Innocence, published in 1997. She's since produced another book called How and Why Women Get Away with Murder. On the back of the book, Patricia Pearson is described as a feminist writer. As soon as girls hone their verbal and social skills at around 10 or 11, they become aggressors of a different kind. They abandon physical aggression and instead adopt a new set of tactics. They bully, they name call, they set up and frame fellow kids. They become masters of indirect aggression or indirection. And I think the recent case of a 13-year-old girl committing suicide after text bullying is an example of exactly that. The bullying that she suffered is almost certainly from her peers. Indirect aggression is where a person manipulates circumstances and society or social structure in order to harm the target person without being personally involved in the attack. Here's the clip just recently about this 13-year-old girl that committed suicide. Here's another example on a woman's t-shirt. Tomorrow I'll be sober, but you will still be ugly. The dynamic of domestic violence is not analogous to two differently weighted boxes in a ring. There are relational strategies and psychological issues at work in an intimate relationship that negate the fact of physical strength. at the heart of the matter is which person has the will to harm the other one. This is, again, Patricia Pearson's words. It's increasingly urgent that our culture acknowledge violence as a human rather than a gendered phenomenon. And perhaps above all, the denial of women's aggression profoundly undermines our attempt as a culture to understand violence, to trace its causes, and to quell them. Women operate the system to their advantage. Donning the feminine mask, they manipulate the basis of family and community in order to set men up. If he doesn't like that and tries to fight back, there comes a fateful moment when she reaches for the phone, dials 911 and says, "Officer, he hit me." Now that's in America. Of course, in New Zealand, all she has to say is, "I'm scared of him." She doesn't even have to say that he's hit her, just that she's scared of him. Once she says that, a temporary protection order will be placed on that man, and that's usually done ex parte, without the man ever having an opportunity to say anything about it. The man then has 5 days to raise objection to that order, and in my experience, men are so shocked and stunned by the arrival of that order that they don't know what to do and completely ignore it, or at least ignore the consequences of that.